previous lesson, we started by emphasizing the point that many words can be used in more than one sense. Thereby, establishing a certain type of lexical relation, we also realized that there is no such thing as words with the same meaning. Some words also seem choosy as they only appear together with specific words. Now, why do you think this happens? This happens because the semantic property of a particular word determines what other words it can be combined with it. Now, let us tackle about semantic ambiguity, to be discussed by Miss Evie Bermudez.
Hello everyone, my name is Evie Bermudez from Group 6. So now we'll be discussing about semantic ambiguity. What is semantic ambiguity? Semantic ambiguity is a way word, phrase, or sentence can have two or more different meanings or interpretations. Also, semantic ambiguity occurs when a sentence can have multiple interpretations based on word, meaning, or sentence structure. The term combines semantic. Semantic, the structure of the sentence, allow for multiple interpretation, and the ambiguity is with two or more possible interpretation. So, we started by emphasizing the point that many words can be used in more than one sense, thereby establishing a certain type of lexical relation. From the word lexical relation, what comes in your mind? The lexical relation concerns the connection between word meanings and how they are organized in our minds and language. So, realize that there is no such thing as words with the same meaning. Some words also seem choosy as these only appear together with specific words. Now, why do you think this happened? This happens because the semantic property of a particular word determines that other words it can be combined with it. Now, let's examine the following sentence composed by Noam Chomsky in his 1957 books. First example is, colorless screen ideously furiously. Is the sentence syntactically acceptable or is it semantically compatible? Before we proceed the example, I will explain about the syntactically and semantically. A sentence is syntactically acceptable if it follows the grammatical rules of a particular language. This means the words are arranged in the correct order and conform to the language structural rules. Example is, the cat sat on the mat. It is syntactically acceptable in English because it follows the subject, verb, prepositional phrase structure. Next is semantically compatible. If it makes sense and its words and phrases can be meaningfully combined according to our understanding of the word. The word must have the meaning that logically fit together. Example is, the cat drank the milk. So, it's semantically compatible because cat can drink milk. So you understand what semantically compatible and syntactically acceptable are now? Right. So now we continue the first example by Noam Chomsky in his 97 books, Colorless Screen Ideously Furiously. This sentence is grammatically correct but semantically nonsensical. It demonstrates that a sentence can be syntactically well-formed but still lack meaning. Chomsky used to argue that syntax and semantics are distinct levels of linguistic analysis. The sentence has a subject, colorless green ideas, and a predicate, sleep furiously, and the word order is correct according to English grammar. The word colorless and green contradict each other, and the idea of ideas sleeping furiously is nonsensical. So, another example. The child seemed sleeping. Well, not strictly and grammatically. The child seems sleeping is generally considered less syntactically acceptable than the child seemed to be sleeping because it deviates from the most common and natural grammatical patterns for the verb seems in English. Next is let's try to examine each of the following sentences taken from Larson, Freeman, and Cecil Morsha in 1999, whether it is semantically anomalous or not. So before we proceed, we'll discuss the meaning of semantically anomalous, a sentence that is grammatically correct but makes no logical sense because the words' meaning clash. These sentences are often nonsensical or contradictory, which is syntactically perfect but semantically meaningless. The term semantic is used in linguistics to study how meaning is perceived and what happens when the rules of logic and meaning are violated in a sentence. So, we have the 5 examples. Number 1 is the worm sneezes. Subject verb, the worm sneezes. Violates this form, don't sneeze. Sneezing is an action typically associated with animals with respiratory system capable of sneezing. Next is number 2. The winter killed the rocks. Verb object, the winter killed the rock. Violates this kill implies taking a life, which is only applies to living things. Rocks are non-living. Number 2 is the stallion was pregnant. The stallion was pregnant. Violates this pregnant. Describe a female crying spring. A stallion is a male horse. So, number 4 is the number 7 ate the color blue. Number 7 is a mathematical concept and cannot eat the color blue. Eating is an action performed by living beings that consume food, and colors are not edible. So, and the last example, number 5 is the car drank coffee. Cars are machines and cannot perform the action of drinking, which is typically associated with living being consuming liquids. That is the example of semantic anomalous or not. That's all. Thank you.
So hello everyone, this is Clark here, and today we'll be talking about pragmatics. So pragmatics is the study of how people use language and context. It focuses on the meaning beyond the words themselves, like how tone, how situation, or how knowledge affect interpretation. So in short, pragmatics is the study of the hidden meaning beyond the context. So for example, if someone says, "It's cold in here," they might not just be stating a fact, but also hinting that they want the windows closed. Pragmatics helps us understand the implied meaning, and it also shows politeness and how context changes communication. In short, pragmatics teaches us that meaning isn't only in words, it is also how and where they are used. Speaker meaning versus sentence meaning. So sentence meaning is what the words literally say. It's their dictionary or grammatical meaning. while the speaker meaning, on the other hand, is what the person really intends to say in a given situation. So for example, if a person says, "Can you pass the salt?" in sentence meaning, it asks about your ability to pass the salt. While in speaker meaning, it is actually a polite request or a polite way for you to hand over the salt. So in short, sentence meaning is about words, while speaker meaning is about intention and context.
Hi everyone, I am Lorma May Tuyak. So today I am going to report about pragmatics, focusing on context and dissect. So pragmatics is a study of how meaning depends on the situation or context where we use words. So let's start with context. Context means the situation or background that help us to understand the meaning of words. Like for example, when we say "see you later" at the bank, the word bank can mean a financial bank or a river bank depending on the situation. So, there are two types of context. First is the linguistic context. This is the surrounding words that help us know the meaning. Second, the physical context. This is the real life situation where the word is used. For example, when we say we went to bank to deposit money, clearly means a financial bank. Next, we have dissect. Dissect are words that only make sense if we know the situation. For example, did you go there yesterday? To understand this, we must know who you is, where there is, and when yesterday was. There are three types of dissect. First is person dissect. Points to people like I, you, he, and she. Next is spatial dissect. Points to place like here, there. And last is temporal dissect. Points to time like today, yesterday, tomorrow. So, in short, context and dissect help us understand the real meaning behind what people say. Without them, sentences can be confusing or unclear. So, in communication, we always need to consider who is speaking, where, and when. So, that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Glenn Angelo A. Cordova. Today I am tackling about implicature and presupposition. Presupposition is an implicit assumption about the world or background belief relating to an utterance whose truth is taken for granted in discourse. This simply means when we are talking, we do not talk everything in our talking, but the listener assumes those things we do not mention in our speech. So this means, or this called a presupposition. Example. First example. Kevin stopped smoking. Observe the example. Basically, if a person say Kevin stopped smoking, we presuppose that Kevin is used to smoke. And we also presuppose Kevin exists. And if you can see, a person did not say that Kevin is actually used to smoke, but we presuppose that Kevin is actually smoking. That is called presupposition. Implicature refers to the additional meaning conveyed through speech beyond interpretation of words. This simply means when we are talking, we did not say it directly, but instead we answer it indirectly. So that if you want to understand, just take a look at the example. Daniel, I'm really hungry. Chan, there's a restaurant down the street. So just take a look the statement of Daniel, I'm really hungry. This means he is not searching for a restaurant. And just take a look the reply of Chan. He said there's a restaurant down the street. This means he directly say where the location of the restaurant. Just take a look the statement of Daniel. He said that he is hungry. That means he did not say it directly. And that is a direct answer. That is a picture in pragmatics.
Hi everyone, again this is Lizelle Escobarte, and now I will discuss the cooperative principle. In this principle, it is all about seeking first to understand and to be understood. So it means listen actively and try to understand others' perspectives. It is all about prioritizing empathy and clarity in communication. So according to Paul Grice, an English language philosopher, that utterance is a potential interference in the rights, thoughts, and wishes of our listeners. So the reason why sometimes misunderstanding or miscommunication happens is that our intended meaning might have been misinterpreted due to various factors. So the effort of sticking to the context of the talk exchange is what Grice generally termed as the cooperative principle. Always put in mind that cooperative principle is all about trying to do our best to understand and to be understood. Cooperative principle consists of 4 maxims. It is a set of norms that we have to follow to be cooperative. The 4 maxims are the maxim of quantity, maxim of quality, maxim of relation, and maxim of manner. With respect to the cooperative principle, there are also 4 ways in which we can behave with the 4 maxims. We have observe or follow the maxim, violate a maxim, flout a maxim, or opt out of the maxim. Observing a maxim means to obey with it. Violating a maxim means to fail or to observe it. Flouting a maxim means to deliberately violate it, even making our listeners aware of it. So what do you mean by utterances? It is a unit of speech or language that conveys meaning. So instead of calling it rule, Grice uses the term maxim, which means rules or principles. First, we have the maxim of quantity. In this maxim, we are reminded that our talk with people, we have to just say enough. Nothing more, nothing less. Our contribution must also be informative, but just enough, not more informative. Did you understand? Violating this maxim is when we talk too little and when we talk too much than is necessary. So we have to contribute into average level. Second, we have the maxim of quality. So in this maxim, we have to be truthful. Based on these maxims, there are 2 specific maxims. First, we should not say what we believe to be false, since we are not sure all the time that what we are going to say is true. The best thing that we should do is to say only what we believe to be true. Second, we should not say anything that we are not sure of or we are lack of adequate evidence. So what does it mean? It means that we should avoid saying things if we doesn't have supporting evidence. Next maxim, we have the maxim of relation. It is also called the maxim of relevance. And following the two-word dictum that we must be relevant. So to be relevant means that in a conversation, we should say things that are related to the situation. In other words, we must not include the irrelevant information. Last, we have maxim of manner. In this maxim, it is how we express our thoughts matters in a talk exchange. Often problems in communication occur because of language ambiguity and obscurity. So to avoid these problems, we should be perspicacious. What does it mean? We should communicate clearly. So to communicate clearly, we should use language that easy to understand. We should avoid language which can be interpreted in multiple ways. In this manner, we should provide information in a concise manner. Lastly, let us seek first to understand and to be understood. So did you understand all of my discussion? Always put in mind that we should prioritize empathy and clarity in communication. Once again, this is Luzelle Escobarte, one of your discussant for today.